The amount of money that you want is based on your frequency, your energy, how people feel around you, how you resonate with people. When people talked about low frequency, low energy, and not being able to be a vibrational match, I didn't understand. I walked around with low frequency for a lot of my life. And this is not coming from a place of judgment of myself. It's coming from a place of understanding the reason why a lot of times my frequency was lowered. Number one, from trauma, from other people's perceptions of me living in a way that wasn't authentic to me wearing masks all the time in who I was. So I have a mentor, and he would say things to me and it would make me feel very uncomfortable. I talked about this in another video, but it was almost like he had to shake me for me to understand how low my vibration was sitting, and how could I ever expect to attract the wealth, the money, the people, the love, the life that I want if I constantly stayed at a low frequency. Even in my body language, even in the way that I spoke, even in the sound of my voice, even in the tone that I spoke with, all low vibration. And what that really comes from is how you love yourself, how you look at yourself, how you see yourself. I just did a video on worthiness, literally in my pajamas, by the way, last night actually. Because let me just say this is nothing to do with the video, but I have made a commitment to post to YouTube every single day. So I am making a video every single day. And this is not planned. This is not scripted. This is just me and God and you. Literally talking to you from whatever I'm feeling, whatever is resonating with me. And each time I do this, I just sit and pray, and I just get on and I just talk. Okay, so we're going to go back. So our low vibrational energy has everything to do with the money that we want. I'm going to say that again. Our low vibrational energy or high vibrational energy has everything to do with the money that we want. The reason why is having an abundance tank, wanting to attract money. You are not just attracting money, you are attracting people, you are attracting relationships, you are attracting a frequency that says, I will pay you for being exactly who you are, because you are bringing a certain energy every time you walk in the room. Every time I see you come into the grocery store, every time I see you walk into this job, you emulate this energy, this light, this love, I'm just so attracted to that light. I always knew how much light I had inside of me, but it had been dumbed down for years. It had been poured water on. It had been talked about. It had been all of these things where I literally felt like I was a shell of the version of a shell of a version of a shell of a version of myself. And the only person that I was doing this service to was me. Pretending and performing and thinking that I had to be all of these people, because at the end of the day, I didn't really know who I was. I want you to know how worthy you are. I want you to know that you don't have to perform. You don't have to please. You don't have to be always the good one, right? You don't always have to be the trustworthy one. And when I say that, I'm talking about the people that are people pleasers, because I am a reformed people pleaser. I am a kind person. I am a overgiver. I know that I've been taken advantage of many times in my life. I think there were times that I wanted to be taken advantage of because I wanted people to see me in a certain light. I wanted them to know that I was the one that could do the thing to help them. I really secretly wanted them to validate those parts of me that I couldn't validate for myself. So being a people pleaser isn't just about pleasing people, but it is about pleasing yourself as well, because you want to be seen in a certain way. That version of myself, she still lives in here somewhere, right? Because there are some great parts of her. It wasn't anything that I necessarily had to fix. It was more of, how do I take that part of myself with the other parts of myself that are confident, that are strong, that are courageous, that are healed, that have been through all this that have been through all of this, that is still standing and still surviving. How do I mesh the two and become this high frequency being that attracts people, that attracts love? Now, even in the current way that I am, there are certain parts of me that I know that still exist, that I definitely get in my head because I don't want to repeat the same cycles or the same relationships, or just the same cycles of bull. This is not about like fixing yourself. This is about honoring who you are in the present and then looking to say, I know there is another version of me that exists that can expand, that can still hold this current version of me, but that we can actually all live in the same body and just become expansive so that we can have the frequency, we can own our vibrational state, we can attract the wealth, we can attract the people, we can attract the things, we can build better relationships, we can create new ones, we can travel the world, we can do all the things that we need to do so that we are fulfilled and we are happy with us. Because at the end of the day, you will not attract your vibrational matches in money and love and relationships and places and peoples and your people and your businesses and anything that you want until you change your frequency. Part of that is really, truly validating you and not looking for outside validation. Really loving all of the parts of you, all of the trauma you've been through, all of the pain that you've been through, and honoring that without shame, without worry, without anxiety, without fear, and just saying, this is who the hell I am. Like me or don't, all of my weirdness, all of my quirkiness, all of those things, just saying, this is who I am. And not everybody is going to like you, and that's okay. It's time out for thinking that everyone is supposed to like you. Because if you are being your authentic self, you're going to cause disruption. And some people don't like disruption. They don't like change. They want everything to stay the same. They want everything to be normal and be okay. But that's not you. Be a disruptor. Shake things up. Make people uncomfortable in that way, because you are just being you and they're still pretending and performing and pleasing and being other people. Once you become that version of yourself, every single thing that you want will be unleashed. And I'm not saying that it's going to be all pretty, because desire and disruption causes chaos. But how do you organize the chaos? How do you expand and make room for the newer version of you, the expansive version of you, the one that has the container to hold every single thing that she wants, and that she doesn't continue to be the watered down version of herself, the version that other people judged, the version that She was, wanting to play small and be quiet because play in the background, not be the main character of your story. It is time for you to become the full magical human being that you were designed to be. You have all of the frequency, the energy, everything that you need is already inside of you. You have to forgive yourself for whatever you feel like you've done. You have to let go of the shame, the guilt, the depression, the sadness. All of those things that you carry are just remnants of everything that you've been through, because you're still standing. You're still here. You have survived those things, so you don't need to carry any of that anymore. And I know it's painful. And I know you're like, Tamoa, how do I just drop all the bags? You just drop all the bags. And you stop holding on to the pain. And every time you feel like you want to pick one of those bags up, you tell yourself, I've already lived it. Why am I holding on? You cannot be present in the moment if your mind is present in the past. You have to live full out in the moment to be able to attract all of the things that you desire. This is not just about attaining or attracting money or attracting people or all the things that I mentioned. This is about you actually saving your life, because becoming that expansive version of yourself, it changes the way that you think. It changes the way that you feel about you. It changes that dopamine signal so that you understand that you are all that you need to be happy. And anybody else and anything else that comes is like the cherry on top. And the only reason why I can say these things to you is because I was that person that carried all those bags, that carried the anxiety, that carried the depression, that carried the worry. I noticed recently, and this is why I'm talking about this today, because I noticed recently, as I'm entering a different level and I am becoming more expansive and I'm becoming more transformational to who I am and what I am carrying and what I am embodying, some of those old bags, and actually maybe not the whole bag, right? Maybe just pieces of what was in the bag were starting to rise up. And I have had to really get with myself, but not in a way of punishing myself or judging myself, but really understanding the reason why, as I'm entering this new part of my life that I actually prayed for. And now that it's here and I'm becoming expansive in love, in relationships, in my career, in my business, it's giving me that bit of imposter syndrome. So it brings up all of those remnants that were in the bag. And I've had to really process this over the last couple of weeks. I've been very emotional, but it's okay because it is part of the healing process. So as you're going through this and as you decide, you know what, I need to expand myself. I need to drop these bags. I need to drop the depression, the anxiety, carrying all of this weight that half of it may not even be mine. And I'm going to tell you, it really isn't yours. Yes, you experience the pain, but it isn't yours to carry anymore. So forgive yourself. But what I noticed is that all it was like something in my mind that I just built, right? It was like my perception of what was going on because of me feeling uncomfortable. and feeling a little scared because it's like, oh God, I pray for this. Is this really it? It may not look exactly what I thought it would look like, but I know that this is it. Do I really have what it takes? Am I really a vibrational match for this? Am I really going to do the thing? The answer is yes. The answer is hell yes, I'm going to do it because this is what God showed me. So if you know that God showed you all of these things that you're supposed to do or feel and attract and money and love and all of the things, then guess what? You're going to do it. And you're going to drop all of the bags and you're going to move forward with whatever it is that you are supposed to create, because we are supposed to create things that don't exist. Your purpose is waiting for you. Your life is waiting for you. And I promise it is just around the corner. So if you are watching this, listen to the sound of my voice when I tell you it is your time. Your vision is what's most important. The plan may get muggy. The plan may take twists and turns, but that vision that you hold, you will get there on this journey. I promise you. If you have the strength to get through all of the things that you got through and you're still standing and you're still here and you're of sound mind, then you daggone better believe that you have everything, all that it takes to get to all of your goals and your visions and everything else. I love you. And I want you to always remember that you are your greatest value. You are your greatest asset. Take care.